Greetings, champions of the light, and welcome to Light Be With You, a brand new World of Warcraft classic hardcore challenge, where mercy, charity, and sacrifice define every step of our journey. Can we reach level 60 while maintaining our holy vows? Meet our humble human priest. We must walk the path of peace in a world of violence. Welcome to Jesusbound. No, we can't do that. No. Definitely not doing that. Welcome to Light Be With You. Before we begin, please consider liking and subscribing. It's the best way to show your support. And with that out of the way, let us begin. We begin our adventure in the quaint Northshire Valley, where Deputy Willem offers us a quest to speak to Marshal McBride. Marshal McBride blesses us with 40 experience points. However, his next quest asks us to kill 10 kobolds. This is our first issue. Obviously, we're not allowed to fight kobolds. In fact, we cannot fight anything. Probably don't need my one mace. I'm not going to be hitting anything. So I may as well vendor it to Brother Daniel, the general supplies vendor. 7 coppers will surely see me through the day. Back to Deputy Willem, he has another quest, thankfully. Simply speak to Egan Peltskinner. An easy quest for us to take on. This is looking promising. This is our second quest that is about to be completed without us causing any harm. But then, Egan asks us to bring him tough wolf meat, which of course goes against our holy commandments. So we will have to figure out another way to gain experience. I'm now stumped. I have literally no quests that I can do, and the only other way to gain experience points is by killing mobs. But suddenly I notice I've been whispered. A guild invite? No, an actual player. Perhaps if he invites me to a group, I could gain some experience along the way. Perhaps I will get an invite soon, and then I can get experience points. Although I'm not allowed to attack anything myself, there's no rule against allowing others to do the fighting for me, and I just heal them. Stick and Poke does not seem interested in inviting me to a group. I probably look like a noob. And this is exactly what I would decide to do. I would pretend to be a noob, and perhaps I would get some help. But I can't ask for the help, and I can't ask for an invite either. Doing this could be considered cheating, as I'd be breaking one of the commandments, which is not to beg or ask for aid. The only way this will work is if unprompted, the rogue decides to invite me instead. Then I wouldn't technically have asked for it. It almost seems like I'm wasting my time. And I am, but I'm not gaining any coppers, and I'm not gaining any experience, because I'm not in a group. Perhaps the rogue, seeing how dutiful I am, will invite me, because this may be my only way of leveling. If this person can help me at least get to level 5, I could perhaps do professions and at least earn some money. But I was determined if I help them finish their quest, then they may help me. The classic WoW community is truly wonderful. What wonderful people. I make myself useful, and the rogue even stabs a bandit to get it off me, for I'm only level 1 at this time. The last bandit falls, and I wait eagerly to be invited to the group, and then the rogue does something unexpected. They let themselves get hit. I cast a heal, and then they let the bandit attack me. I beg not to be left behind, but the rogue is messing around and doesn't seem interested. And despite getting laughed at, I continue to heal myself. Perhaps they were just messing with me. I'm sure that's all it was, and this is not a bad sign for the future or anything. Turns out this rogue was just messing with me, and it was all a prank. But I asked them, how can I trust them? After they almost let me die, the rogue trades me various items to wear, upgrades, and I'm told to put them on. Still, perhaps this rogue is still intending to help me after all. We would soon find out. The rogue levels, and I can't help but feel like I'm going to be left behind in this ordeal. Still, I decide to keep following them. What other choice do I have? And they had given me some item upgrades. It's at this point I realize they are probably on another quest, meaning they'd broken their promise to me. I began to initiate conversation. I asked them if they'd played Warcraft 3, and said that I came from there. Perhaps if I can bond with this individual over our shared love of the Warcraft franchise, perhaps that would lead to fruition. I saw a chest, and I was very tempted to try and get it. If I did, I would surely get something in there, perhaps some coin. If I were to steal the chest from them, they would not be happy, I'm sure of it. and then I would be left alone. So I let them get the chest, much to my dismay. Perhaps they'll leave something in there for me, but no, they didn't leave anything, and they didn't seem to want to trade anything from there either. I was asked when I started WoW, and I quickly had to make something up on the spot. I didn't really know what to say, so I just said, I started on Thursday, and was asked what my first character was. I panicked. What do I say in this moment? I didn't really know what to say here, so I just pretended that I played a Forsaken priest that died in the spider cave. I don't even know if there's a spider cave in the Forsaken place, but it sounds like there would be. I was asked if I preferred Alliance or Horde. I just said that I don't like Horde. It's very grim and dark, and told him that I thought Northshire was much better. It really felt like I was bonding with this rogue. We were having great conversations. Now, I may not have been invited to the group, so I hadn't received any coppers or any experience, but the upgrades alone were enough to keep me like a carrot on a stick. I was forced to keep following. I vended my old clothes, and I now had 8 coppers. We were having a great conversation. I was being given tips about how to play. The rogue gave me sound advice that caves equal bad luck. I would remember this for next time. I was told be right back 1 minute, and I was certain they were probably going to log off now, but I would wait. If there was even a chance that they would help me level, I had to take it. Luckily, Falcon Eyes and Strider had a quest. If I returned to Goldshire, I could earn some coin. The rogue told me to follow them to the city. So I did. Perhaps they were going to give me some upgrades, or buy something from the auction house for me. Perhaps they would show me where I can buy unique items or upgrades later in that journey. I was excited for the city tour. It makes sense. The city must be very exciting for a new player. No doubt the rogue would want to show me the wonders of Stormwind City. The rogue was fighting some scary bandits, and was actually taking quite a bit of damage. But I helped where I could. This seemed like an awfully dangerous route to go, right through the bandit camp. Surely the road would have been safer. Then the rogue buffed me with spirit to increase my mana regeneration. This would enable me to heal them more effectively. Then I noticed something strange. The rogue was backing away, and as I healed them, the bandits attacked. The rogue had tricked me all along. The earlier encounter where I almost fell should have been a sign. This was their plan all along, to lure me into a false sense of security, and then kill me. Never trust anyone. The words rang hollow in my soul. I had been led to my demise. What could I do now? I would never be able to trust anyone ever again. I would have to retire Father Scorp and use my backup character Saint Scorp. If I die on Saint Scorp, the whole video series will be over. I would go back and do the quests I had previously done, but I wasn't going to hang around for an evil rogue just to have them kill me. I took Falcon Eyes and Strider's advice, and I made my way towards the Goldshire Inn. Good opportunity to go over the rules of the challenge. While we make our way to Goldshire, we must follow 3 holy commandments. We are not allowed to cause any harm whatsoever to any creature. We are only permitted to heal. We must be willing to sacrifice ourselves, doing everything within reason to save the lives of others. We cannot beg for help or ask for aid. That includes experience, that includes items, and that includes gold. We are on our own with this challenge, although we are not self-found, and we can only group with someone if they ask for our aid. And should we fail to uphold these commandments, we must seek penance by donating half of our entire wealth to the less fortunate. We arrive here in Goldshire, and there aren't any quests available here, but I turn in the quest to Innkeeper Farley, and he gives me some pumpkins which I sell right back to him for 5 copper, bringing our total to 21 coppers. We are still not even level 2. I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do here. As I approach the gates of Stormwind, I decide to have a look around. Perhaps I will find opportunities in the big city. There's a friendly fellow who gives me a wine ticket for a free bottle of wine. The wine itself will sell for 12 copper, which is great, and I will get some experience from the quest. Inside, Harlan Bagley, who is a tailor, offers me 17 coppers to bring a note to another shop deeper into the city's heart. I bring the note to the other tailor shop, and the woman at the tailoring shop asks me to deliver a sewing kit to her son in the Mage Quarter. Why accept the wine with glee and sell it right back to the wine shop owner, getting my money's worth. At the sewing shop, I give the son his sewing kit, and he doesn't have any money. But I do earn some experience points for my troubles. A quick glance at Dunmorrow's map leads me to believe that if I am to travel to the dwarf and gnome starting area of Coldridge Valley, perhaps I will find some quests that I can do that don't require me to do battle. I enter the Deep Run tram, and I have a little sit down, waiting for it to arrive. The Deep Run tram is a truly magical place. It takes me far, across multiple zones. Without it, I wouldn't stand a chance. A priest like me, trying to make his way to Dunmorrow, it would be a perilous journey with no chance of survival. And it allows me to access a whole nother range of zones. Entering Ironfort, I decide to grab the flight path. I travel towards Coldridge Valley, sticking to the road for safety. I really regret vendoring those shoes earlier. In the town, I notice a quest, and I investigate. This friendly dwarf, Theric Blackstone, simply wants me to deliver some tools to his friend. An easy quest for someone like me, and it's not that far away either. In Steel Grill's depot, I find another quest, but it wants me to get boar meat and bear furs. Despite the money on offer, I simply can't accept the quest. It goes against our holy commandments. I find the dwarf's friend, and he offers me 25 copper and a fair amount of experience too for delivering the tools. I decide to press on towards Coldridge Valley. As I approach Coldridge Valley, I come across a serious issue. At the time, I hadn't realized that the tunnel connecting Dunmorrow to Coldridge Valley is infested with trogs, and these trogs are level 3 and 4, at least a level or 2 higher than myself. It's not worth the risk. To top it all off, the tunnel is quite long, and it would be suicide to try and make it through alive. I do the only thing I can do. I search for other players leveling in Dunmorrow at this time, and I find a few level 3s and 4s. Perhaps some of them will soon make the journey through the tunnel from the other side and clear the way. And I've been here for a very long time now, and it doesn't seem like anyone's coming through. Perhaps I will have to give up on this venture to Coldridge Valley altogether. All of a sudden, after waiting for so long, hope arrives. A gnome rogue appears, fighting his way through the trogs. He clears the path for me. I call him my hero. He levels right then and there. Just a flex, I assume. After a friendly gesture, I wish him the best, and I make my journey through the cleared Coldridge Pass. Fortunately, the trogs have not respawned yet. As I exit Coldridge Valley, I come across a gnome with a quest. He simply wants me to return some supplies back the way I came to Karanos. I'm sure there will be other lucrative quests in this starting zone. I have a look around for other quests. This dwarf here wants me to kill Frostmane trolls. But once again, that requires me to kill something I cannot do. In a camp to the west, I find a dwarf who wants me to hunt boars. Again, not something I can do. This is beginning to look even more challenging. I for sure thought there'd be opportunities in the starting zone of Coldridge Valley. Perhaps I had wasted my time. I decide to return to Karanos. There's nothing here for me now, but at least I can return those supplies. Unfortunately, I quickly realize that the cave is infested with trogs. They have respawned, and there is no one here to clear them now. Now I could wait here for another 30 minutes. But I'm not really willing to do that a second time. There's got to be another way. I could try and make a run for it, but if I died, I would waste even more time. Remember, this is hardcore WoW. So if I die, I have to make an entire brand new character and begin at level 1 again. But my impatience got the best of me, and I tested the waters. Perhaps I would be able to sneak around. But that was not the case. I quickly retreated to safety. But to my surprise, the dwarven guards guarding the pass killed the trog for me. Perhaps if I could lure more trogs outside, I could do the same to them. And if I could clear at least the majority of the tunnel, I might be able to just run through the rest. The second trog fell just as I had planned. Once they'd committed to hitting me, enough times the trugs would follow me all the way out of the cave. Thanks to my healing spells, I was able to keep myself up during this process, and the dwarven guards at the end of the tunnel would do the dirty work for me. I had now cleared about half of the tunnel, but I couldn't stay. I knew that the longer I spent doing this, the more likely the trugs from earlier would simply respawn. It was now or never. I had to run. I ran through the second half of the cave, hoping that they wouldn't kill me. It began to get quite scary, because there were trugs outside too. But just in the nick of time, a dwarf priest came to my aid, healing me, and dealing with the trugs on my behalf. I was lucky, but I knew if that dwarf priest hadn't been there, I could have perished. What's worse, if I had just waited about 10 minutes, that dwarf priest would have come through the tunnel anyway, and cleared the trugs regardless. I had taken an unnecessary risk, and I realized I must be careful. I made my way back into Karanos, into the Thunderbrew distillery, and gave the supplies to Tannock Frosthammer.
What can I do for you?
He gave me tough jerky, and I simply vended it for 5 copper, bringing my total funds to 80 coppers. Not bad for a priest like me. I spoke to a priest trainer, and for just 10 coppers, he would teach me a smaller and lesser version of the spell the dwarf priest had cast on me earlier. If I were to group up with players, they would more than likely appreciate the extra stamina I can give them through power word fortitude. I continued my path toward Ironforge. I had no choice but to return to Elwynn Forest. However, a miracle happened. As I approached the gates, I was whispered once more, this time by a guild advert. Normally this would not be that exciting, but this time, it is very exciting. Apparently, you get free bags and a wand if you join the guild's Discord. This guild advert is unlike any I've ever seen, and I couldn't miss out on this golden opportunity. I joined the guild, and made myself known. In Stormwind City, as I approached the Valley of Heroes, I opened up that Discord from the guild information tab, and I made myself known, and requested the bags I was promised. If I reached level 5, the additional bag space would surely help. It would allow me to stockpile more herbs, more ores, more fish, and it would help with our progression. The reason it's not against our vows is because I'm not asking for them technically. I was told that I would receive them, so I'm just chasing them up on the offer, that's all. All I'm doing is chasing them up. It's a trade, really. I joined guild, they give bags, that's what it said in the initial whisper. Okay, so I'm not asking for bags, I am just chasing them up. I'm like, oh hey, about those bags from our trade, that trade? I'm not asking for them, I'm just saying like, oh yeah, by the way, those bags. It's just, what about those bags? The weather is horrible. Have I done a bad deed? Do I deserve this? I waited around in Elwynn Forest for quite some time, and the guild master did not give me any bags. He didn't even reply to me in the guild Discord. I would have to be patient. Perhaps if I wait long enough, I'll find those bags neatly tucked in my mailbox. For now, my champions of the light, that is the end of our first episode. Do not fear, this journey will continue, and I have a plan of action for how we can earn experience in the next episode. Now guys, I would really appreciate it if you would smash that like button, like and subscribe to this video. You will be blessed by the light, and the next time you loot a gorilla in southern Stranglethorn, you will loot the Grand Staff of Jordan. The Grand Staff of Jordan. And the Fiery War Axe or something. And whatever other items any item you want, actually, you will loot. But you have to like and subscribe, and the light knows, okay? The light knows. It can see everything you do. If you don't like and subscribe, then you will never loot a rare item or an epic item again, and also, you will disconnect.